Hey y'all, Tameka Harris here with motivation, and I am your favorite workout bestie. Join us this Monday, April 15th at 7 p.m. with a special tea time with Bunky where we discuss weight loss, relationship with food, and all the things in between. Also, it is a very, very special day because it is her 3rd anniversary. So make sure you mark your calendars and join us for this dynamic conversation. Much love.
Welcome to Tea Time with Bunky. What's his message? Hi, Ben. All right.
Welcome to Tea Time with
Welcome to Tea Time with Bunky. This is super recent. Welcome to Tea Time with Bunky. I missed you guys. I really did. Hey, everybody. Welcome to this special edition of Tea Time with Bunky. It's my anniversary, y'all. It's 3 years today. So you won't see Tea Time on Thursday because I'm doing my show today to celebrate the gift that God has given me that began 3 years ago today, on this day, which happens to be what would have been my grandmother's 92nd birthday. So I am thankful for all of my Tea Time with Bunky followers and subscribers that have gone on this journey with me from the beginning. When I said I was going to do this, you guys stood behind me and you kept pushing and pushing. You're like you guys are my force. And I thank you so much. I appreciate you. To all of my new Tea Time with Bunky followers and subscribers, welcome to the journey. This is the place where all enlightening discussions and empowering stories and dialogues you've been longing to hear will be happening. So I welcome you to this community. A special shout out to the Village Global Network. You can hear tonight's show. It will still be airing next Thursday on Zeno FM, which there's an app, the VGN app. You can catch us on Culture Shock Radio, Thursdays at 8 a.m., Culture Shock Radio, Rockbox Radio, Radio Facetto, New Mexico, WAP the Music FM, which is in Guadalupe, the Caribbean islands. So shout out to Guadalupe. Sundays at 12 p.m. on Confidence Radio. This show is airing in 191 plus countries. So to get these stories and everything out there, you guys have any stories you want to share, make sure you reach out, hit me up. Let's see what we can do. Get your story on. For those that, this is about voting now. Those that are not registered, I think there's still time for you to register. It is important for you to get out there and vote. This is a big election, presidential election, November. Make sure you're registered to vote. You see what's going on within our local community, the state. Speaking of communities, every first and third Wednesday, I will be going live. You can catch me live on my YouTube channel where I will be inside the Village of Monticello board meetings. Yes, for those that don't know, it's a hot mess going on over there. They got some stuff going on over there. So I need you guys to make sure you tune in. Show up. Make sure you show up. 6 p.m. every first and third Wednesday. Okay. Every first and third Wednesday, 6 p.m. Monticello, the clerk's office, I'm guessing. Fallsburg are on Tuesday. So I guess it's the first and third Tuesday at 6 p.m. at their board place. So yeah, I need you guys to show up because elections, people just focus on the presidential election, and because they didn't focus on the local elections, you guys got a hot mess. We all got, look at the glasses. I'm stressed. It's a hot mess going on right now because people didn't vote, or they had their absentee ballots, and then people fill them out as they're told by their friend who to vote for, right? Then you have these absentee ballots that come in, and people that should have won, or maybe shouldn't even won, or it shouldn't be in the place, but the ones that are in place now shouldn't be in place. But because of those absentee ballots and the block votes, you guys know about the block votes. if you don't get out there and vote and have your voice be heard, your voice is stolen. Our ancestors fought for us to have the right to vote in this country, and some people are just giving it away because this person looks like me. I don't care what you look like. If you're not right for the job, then you're not right for the job. So, but if you didn't vote correctly, really got to know your candidates, then you have nothing whatsoever today to say. So without further ado, because I stressed myself out. Thanks, Gabe, on my 3 years, right? Bunky doing big things. I'm so proud. Hey, Jacob, I'm going to bring my special guest on because I can talk about voting all day, all night, y'all, and I get my blood pressure up. Tonight's guest, Miss Tameka Harris, is amazing. She's been on the show twice for a different type of conversation. But this right here is about her. We're going to talk about her weight loss journey. Revising is basically she was revising who she was in the past to what she is in the present and the type of things she was doing and doing now. This woman, hey, Shad, I'm going to say it before I bring her up. I don't know if I should say it. Can I say how much? Because I just want to say, can I say how much? This woman naturally, that's the key words, naturally. She went out there, her weight loss journey. This woman lost 160 plus pounds, you guys, the right way. But without further ado, I'm not going to tell her story because she's going to tell it because we got a lot to dive into. Miss Tameka Harris.
Hi. How are you?
Just talking about voting and stuff got me stressed. You know what?
Yeah, I hear you. You need a sip of water.
I got my tea. Tell everybody a little bit about you.
Well, first of all, I want to say happy anniversary because year 3 is a big thing, right?
Thank you.
I don't know if y'all noticed, but she is wearing my color.
Yes.
So it's such a pleasure. But my name is Tameka Harris, and in 2015, I embarked on a weight loss journey. And I have been steadily working at this for a very, very long time. I would say between 2015 and 2017, I lost a lot of weight. But then my sister, Shanice Harris, went missing and I went right back up. Old habits were old habits. They kicked right back in. I went back to who I was before that happened and had to start all over again.
Well, okay, so let's talk about what sparked your journey to transform, because I posted the picture of you before that you sent me.
Yeah.
And the picture now it's like, what sparked
funny
that?
enough, yeah. So funny enough, that first picture that you posted, that was my very first workout. That was right before my very first workout. So we went to SeaWorld. And it's a typical story. It is a typical story. My son wanted to get on a roller coaster with me.
Oh man.
And they could not get the roller coaster seatbelt down over me.
Man.
And I had to do that walk of shame. I didn't learn then though. That wasn't it. That wasn't it.
Okay.
That was the beginning where I was just like aware finally that I had a problem. But what really sparked and inspired me to take this weight loss journey was the fact that I could not play with my children at the park.
So wait a minute. Okay, so you went to SeaWorld.
Mm-hmm.
When they couldn't do that, because we'll rationalize it in our mind like, oh, that's just made for a certain size.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. At first it sparked it made me aware, like maybe there's an issue here.
Okay.
Right? That's what I would say is the first time that I was like really aware of my size.
Okay.
But then it was, I have 5 children and I love to we love to go outside. And when they wanted to play with me and I could not. Like it was a lot just to push my baby in a swing.
Oh wow.
There was a problem.
Okay.
My body hurt. My body hurt all the time.
And how old were you? Do you mind telling your age?
No, I'm 39. So I'm 39 years old.
When it happened?
I was 29, about 30. I started this journey at 30.
Okay.
31. So it was
Okay.
like 29 years old that I just like I started to realize like, oh,
Okay.
this is an issue. 29 years old, I had my last child,
Okay.
you know. So, and you make up excuses when you're giving birth. You're just like,
Yeah.
I'm
But
making
true.
babies, like I'm doing God's work.
Right. Never heard of it like that, but okay.
Yeah.
So
So then
that was a big hurdle. So not being able to play with the kids that was a
yeah.
big aha moment for
Yeah,
you.
for me, right? For me, I think it's different for everyone.
Okay.
But for me, it was, they were getting older. I wanted to spend more time with them.
Mhm.
And we didn't make a lot of money then. So the
Mhm.
only thing that we really had was the park.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
So, okay. Okay, I'm trying to figure out how to word this. I'm trying to figure out how to
Hmm.
word it. So then apparently early on, I don't know if it was early on or during your pregnancies or whatever, you developed this relationship with food. Because that's what it was, a relationship.
Yeah, so it was prior to that though. Because
Okay.
even before I started having children, I lost
Mhm.
100 pounds. And
Okay.
I always had this battle with food.
Okay.
Um, so being completely candid, and a
Okay.
lot of people don't know this, but a lot of people are about to.
Okay. Because yeah, all
Um,
right.
growing up, I was bulimic, and I
Okay. So
had, yeah.
what caused that? What in your little mind? How old were you when you realized that you had this problem?
Oh, I had it. I was about 15 when it developed. I had a best friend at the time who was anorexic, and the conversations, that young girls have, and I was always bigger. I was always bigger, a bigger woman, a
You know,
bigger teenager.
I can honestly say I don't know that conversation.
Yeah, and that's
I never had
good.
a body. I never had a no, but not saying that I didn't have body dysmorphia. Not saying that I didn't have that.
Hmm.
Because in my mind, I mean, I was always too small in my mind because I was like
Okay.
a zero negative, right?
Oh, okay.
And in my mind, there was always something wrong with me. I would see me, but
Hmm.
I didn't see me like everybody else sees me. When I gave birth to my oldest son, okay, this is how small I was. I was at delivery weight,
Hmm.
125 pounds.
Oh my.
And Kenny was a big, healthy 7 pound, robust little, yeah. So like,
Okay.
yeah, like that's crazy. So it goes both ways. The problem
It
with
does.
does.
And that's something that I actually came to terms with quite
Mhm.
recently, like within the last few years, is that,
Okay.
there's an opposite side that struggles just as much
Yeah.
as what I know,
Uh-huh.
right? I could honestly say the body image, or the self-esteem, my self-esteem was so broken
Mhm.
for many, many years as a teenager. Um, it was just so broken, and it's like I don't even recognize the person that I used to be, because when I say that girl had no confidence, I mean it. And people look at me now and they could never um understand or comprehend because of the
Mhm.
confidence that I have now. And the greatest compliment, one of the greatest compliments that I have gotten, is that you have a boisterous confidence about you.
Mhm.
Like, it's unsettling.
You are you are confident. You are. I'm telling you. Or
Yeah.
if it's a front, I don't know if it's a front. Are you that
But
confident?
that is, you know what? It's gotten fixed. And the
Okay.
one thing that I try not to do is I try to be as humble as possible now. But the thing is I put in the work. So even though I'm not where I want to be, I know
Right.
that the work that I have in is good, and that it's sufficient enough, and that I'm never going back.
Mhm.
And I
Okay.
could say that with confidence, because
Okay.
even when I feel out of control, I always have a way of reeling myself in.
Okay. Feeling out of control. What does fear? No, we'll get back to that in a minute. Okay, so you lost 168 pounds, which
Mm-hmm.
I can't imagine.
Yeah.
I cannot imagine. I can't imagine. Um, but what methods, what routines, what did you do
So
to
I will
start
tell
that
you
process?
this.
To start that, yeah.
The one thing that I will live and die by is intermittent fasting. And as crazy as it sounds, because of the way that my mind works, I need it to be that strict. I know my personality, and I
Okay,
know that I have to be I am an all in or all out type of a person. Like it has to be one way or the other. It can't be in between.
there's no shades of gray.
Right, it can't, because that's how I work. But
Okay,
it took me so long to figure that out about myself. Like I
okay,
needed to learn how I worked.
okay,
You know, so I could do, if I create strict boundaries around food, then I'm good. If I
okay.
don't, oh girl, it's a free for all.
So what did okay when you decided, okay, I'm going to do this, right? When you decided this is
Hmm.
what I'm going to do, did you have a goal? Like, okay, I want to lose this amount of weight by this time. Like
Yeah,
a
no, you
real
want
a
to know?
realistic goal, not something crazy, because that's the realistic.
Yeah, no, you
Okay.
know what my goal was?
What?
I kid you not. My goal was I wanted people to look at me and be shocked that I had 5 children. I
Well, what
didn't
does
put a
that look
number on a
like?
scale.
You didn't put it, okay,
It
so they
looks like what I look like now. Because when people look at me, they're like, wow, you got 5 children. And that's my favorite compliment. I was like, right. That was literally the goal. I
okay,
didn't
so
know
then you
what number
reached the
that was
goal.
attached to.
You reached it then.
Yeah, I didn't. I did. I
Okay,
did.
so
When I started getting those type of compliments, oh girl, I was like, I have arrived.
so does that, so now then is it just now since you've arrived, right?
Mm-hmm.
How long did it take for them for you to feel as if you have arrived? Meaning, how long in your process before people started making those comments to you?
Oh, it was years.
Okay.
It was years. So I started in 2015.
Okay.
And I would say it was after the pandemic. 2022 is when I started getting those compliments.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Because just so
2022
you
is
know,
when I started getting that.
when I was looking at your pictures, I'm like, she's so pretty. Like, what is the
Thank you.
problem? You're no, you're welcome. Like, what did you have health issues or besides the fact
I
that well, not being able to play is an issue, but you know,
mhm. You know what it was? And I think you could really speak on this. My energy level trapped inside that body
oh my God, that
was
energy.
not working for me. And that's what it was. I was truly depressed
Okay.
because of my energy. It's like the person inside of me was not, I was not who I was inside. I didn't look like the person who I was inside. The person who I was inside couldn't move that body the way I wanted to, the way I needed to.
Okay. And for those that don't know, I mean, like I've been trying to upload these videos and I think for over 2 weeks now.
Yeah.
I have two different, she's my Zumba instructor, you guys.
Hmm.
And when she talks about the energy, we'll be not even through the first song and I'm done. I'm ready to give up. And she's steady going. I'm like, oh my God, my legs are burning this. I can't. But the energy is just crazy. You make it fun for me because I
Yeah, thank
would
you.
have given up after day one. I wouldn't have went back. Nope. I would have been
Yeah.
like, because it's easy. It's easy to
Hmm.
give up. But then, like when I
It
hear
is.
about your journey, I'm like, Bunky, you need to be slapped. Stop playing yourself. Like, really stop
Right.
playing yourself. Get out there and do it. If she can get out there twice in one day, because you do a 10 o'clock and a 12 o'clock.
Yes, I do.
Y'all, I go to the seniors one, but it's not because I'm thinking if I went to that one, right? It's not moving
Hmm.
as fast. It's not as fast paced. So that was my because I have a bad back. I'm like, let me start off
Yeah.
slow. You know, I'll get in, start off slow. I still mess up all the time, y'all, a lot. I mess up a lot.
No, you've gotten
But
so much better.
since the first day, yeah. But
Mhm.
yeah, your energy is amazing. You make me and the other person, me and Dorney, because it's just me and Dorney now. And this
Yeah.
one started off with more of us in the senior class. You really encourage us to want to keep going, because Dorney would have quit too. Me and her
Yeah.
both, we would have called each other and tapped out. We would have been like, no, we're done.
It's honestly though, I think that was the biggest thing. That it absolutely was the biggest thing. Now that I'm thinking about it, is just being trapped inside of someone and not being allowed to be who you are, because and the thing is I put myself in that prison.
Okay.
Right? I put myself in that prison. I didn't allow myself, I didn't give myself permission. But when I finally gave myself permission to allow myself to be who I am,
Okay.
unapologetically,
That's it. Unapologetically. Yes.
that's when things began to change. That's when I started implementing the things that I needed to in order to make the change, right? There's this thing that I heard and it makes complete sense. It's like you're going to experience two pains in life. It's the pain of change or the pain of remaining the same. So
I
you
felt
have
that.
to, right. In order for change to occur, the pain of change has to be less than the pain of staying the same. So once the pain of staying the same is greater than the pain of change, you embark on that change.
Yeah.
You embark on that change. You
Yeah.
run towards the goal, because you cannot be the same. You cannot do the things the same way,
No, you
because
can't.
if you continue, you will die.
Yes, you will. Either physically, spiritually. Either way, something in you is gonna die if you don't make a change. You
And I
outgrew it.
honestly, yeah. And
Yeah.
I honestly believe that weight loss, especially these big giant amounts, are so it's a spiritual journey as well.
Mm-hmm.
It's just as much as a spiritual journey as it is a mental, physical journey. It is a journey.
It's
But
just,
that's the key word is journey, though, because
yeah,
everybody's looking for this timeline, this magic timeline.
right.
It
And it
doesn't
smiles.
work like that.
It doesn't.
What you have to look at it as is a lifestyle. A lifestyle, you're always going to come back to it, even if you do fall off.
That's a fact. That's a fact. Because you can temporarily lose weight, like, oh, I gotta lose weight to fit in this outfit for this week. And
Yeah.
then you fit in it, and then you go back to your old habits. Now,
Mm-hmm.
we talked about the setbacks,
Yeah.
right? Um, so how did you deal with those moments when you weren't motivated and you like in church words backslid? How did you feel? Like what? You know what I'm saying? Like
Hallelujah.
we all backslide sometime in them snacks, them sour patch
Okay,
kids and
them
stuff. So
snacks be acting good. Um,
yes,
in those times, which it's crazy because, like I had shared with you earlier, like today I struggled, and I'm just gonna be open and honest. Today I struggled. Why? Because I was hit emotionally,
right,
right, with the
right,
press conference for my sister.
right,
That's a touchy subject,
right.
but and I didn't safeguard myself as I normally do going into these things.
So
Usually I
what did
have a
that look like?
plan.
Okay,
So usually I have a plan. Usually I say this is I've learned to give myself permission,
okay,
because that's how I work.
okay,
Tameka, you are allowed to have this today, but that is it.
okay.
When I don't give myself permission and I don't care, that's when I get out of control. When I say, hey, when I'm not willing to say I need help emotionally right now. I need support.
Okay.
I'm because if I'm not talking about it, that's another thing. If I'm not going to talk, if I'm not talking to anybody, I'm talking to the fridge.
Oh, okay. Okay.
You
And the
know,
fridge is always open. The fridge will
the
never
fridge
say
is
no.
always open, and I know it got
Always
stuff in
open.
it that's good because I bought it and put it in there. Like,
But it was probably for the kids though. It's probably
and that's the thing. And that's the
for the
thing.
kids.
Listen, I'll be a big kid then.
Right.
But it's just being honest with myself
Right.
that I'm having a hard time. A lot of people have a hard time saying, I'm having a hard time. I need help right now.
Exactly. And for those
You
that
know?
don't know, Tameka, when I said she was on the show previously, her sister is missing. And so she's dealing with that, her and her family. And there was a recent presentation. There was something that just press conference
Yeah, press conference today.
that has happened. And so it triggered all of that.
Oh
And
yeah.
when you said you gave yourself permission, I don't know if you've ever heard this song, but Ty Tribbett, gospel singer, his uncle was one of my bishops, one of my diocesan bishops,
Mm-hmm.
Bishop John T. Leslie. But Ty Bishop is a gospel recording artist, right? And he has a CD out now, live from Orlando. And there's a section on that where he's saying, only one night though. You can cry, make sure you cry
Mm-hmm.
only one night though. If you're stressed, only one night. So it's like you giving yourself permission, but don't just wallow in it and don't just stay stuck. So you gave
Exactly.
yourself permission to feel.
Yeah, to
And
feel, and I gave myself permission to feel how I felt like I needed to feel.
yes,
But then I have a deadline for that.
right,
It ends now.
right,
Now you have to change.
right.
You know,
Okay.
and
Yeah,
it's easier said than done, and it's easier to
absolutely.
like I could apply it in this area. It's hard to apply it in other areas of my life, but it's also a fruit of the spirit, right?
Right.
Self-control is a fruit of the spirit. So when I feel completely out of control, I'm like, Lord, yo, I need reinforcement. I need you to help me. Come down, send hellfire and rain, help me, because I'm losing it, you know.
Okay. You talking about with the food? Are you talking about with
With everything, it doesn't
okay.
matter.
'Cause I'm like, wow, it's because yeah, I guess for somebody,
Listen,
go ahead.
I'm gonna say this, and I don't think a lot of people think about it.
Okay.
Food addiction is unlike any other addiction because you face that 3 times a day, every day for the rest
Mhm.
of your life. And you have to build a healthy relationship with it. And if you are used to having food as your therapist,
Wow.
it is hard.
Wow.
It
And
can get hard.
what's crazy and listening to you, I I have really an unhealthy relationship with food.
Hmm.
I do. But mine is like total opposite. Like people eat because they love to eat. They love all the flavors. Da.
Hmm.
I'm a person that eats because I have to eat to survive.
Yeah.
I'm one of those people. Like I have gone unintentionally because my mind is everywhere. Even when my
Hmm.
boys were little, like I'll be like, wait a minute, I haven't eaten in 3 days. My
Mm.
stomach is kicking me in the back. I'm like, what's
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
help
You're
me?
hungry.
And I'm like, oh my God. And then people will think, well, maybe there's something going on with her. No, that's just who I am,
Yeah.
unfortunately. And that's horrible too. That's
You
that's
know, with
horrible.
me, and this is me being transparent.
Yes.
I don't think people understand when you can eat copious amounts of food and not even taste it.
And you know what? You say that, and I watch people, please don't come for me, but it's like one of my crazy obsessions. I watch My 600-Pound Life. I do.
Yeah.
That's my
Oh,
show. I
yeah.
watch it. And I don't know, not comparing you to My 600-Pound Life,
Oh,
but
yeah.
you
No,
just said
girl,
how
compare. Let's go.
no, I'm not going to. But when you said how people, you eat so much that you don't taste it, I watch them and I'm like, you're not even tasting it. You're just eating it so fast. What
Hmm.
makes that happen? Is there
It's
something that you're running from? Was there a trauma or a pain? Was there, not for you to go into because that's not what this show's about, but
Yeah,
was
yeah.
there something that food became your comfort zone? That was your
Oh,
safety blanket.
absolutely. Yeah,
Okay.
no,
Good.
absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. You know,
Makes sense. Yeah.
it was, yeah, that's 100% yes.
Okay.
Because there was nobody to talk to
Okay.
in these moments,
Okay.
but there was food.
Right.
There was food. And it's funny because, you know, as I explore this, as I continue to speak to people about it, I
Okay.
find that, you know, it's the opposite. It's fascinating to me, the people who go on a weight gain journey.
That that was me.
But you know, it's
Yeah.
fascinating. It's
Right.
fascinating because it's just like, wow. Like your coping mechanism is, you know, you don't even feel the hunger.
No.
You don't feel the hunger. And
No.
it's not necessarily that I'm feeling the hunger, but
Right.
while you're okay with feeling void, I need to feel full.
Right. Wow.
So I
It's
think
all
it's
about
how,
that.
yeah,
Yeah, it's the same thing but different.
exactly. And it's so
That's
fascinating to me
crazy.
because like you're okay. You actually feel better void and empty
Yeah.
because that's how you feel. And because I don't like feeling empty, so I need to fill it up. I need to fill it up because that's how I feel loved,
Oh, wow.
you know?
Wow. Yeah. It makes sense to me. You know,
Mhm.
it does. And I would be, well, in school in in the 10th, 11th grade, I would look at
Mhm.
girls like you and be like, "Wow, I just wish I had a little bit."
Mhm.
Yeah, just a little bit of what they got. You know,
Yeah. Yeah, just give me a little.
just give me a little. But now, okay, you went through and going through. It's a journey, so meaning it's continual.
Mhm.
Um, what made you decide to like become an instructor, like the Zumba teacher? Like, what made you? Where did that? Well, if anybody ever came to your class, which is on Saturdays at 10 a.m. and 12 p.m. at South Fallsburg Senior and Youth Center, they'll see
Mhm.
the passion behind it, and they'll see your movement because you talk about it. You talk about
Yes.
the way. Look, look, I'm trying to imitate. I can't. She be doing the most, y'all. Oh my God, she be doing so.
Hand up, body roll.
Oh my, and I can't roll. I cannot. I'd be like, if
I'm
we
like, come
really need
on,
to
ladies.
sip this, I'd
Keep
be
what
like,
your
I
mama
can't,
gave ya. Don't
but
break what your mama gave you.
it doesn't work. You have so much confidence. Like
Mhm.
you do. You have so much confidence. Like you can walk around in workout gear, right?
Oh
You can
yeah, I
work.
love it.
I can't do it. I can't see. I got my long shirts on and everything. Where did that come from? That drive to like let me help people on their not maybe weight loss but fitness journey. Where did that come from? Because you
It
could have been
was,
selfish with it. You could have been selfish
oh
like
yeah.
this. Yeah.
I wanted to help people start because I know starting and beginning any type of
God.
journey is the hardest. That's the hardest, and gaining momentum,
Ah, yes.
gaining the momentum, but getting people to start, helping people start is my
Mhm.
favorite part. It's my favorite part. It's my favorite part when you finally, like, you get to the place where you keep showing up for yourself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
Yes.
I'm just like, wow, you're doing it. Like, because it brings me back to when it was the hardest for me. I had nobody.
You mentioned that in well, not that you had no one. The picture, the first one of the first pictures you sent me, and the
Mhm,
picture you in that yellow was in the
mhm.
same gym.
The same gym. And we're talking about 2015 to 2024.
Now, when you walked in there by yourself, right? You went in
I
there
did.
alone. Were you nervous? Were you scared? Like what were you thinking? Or was it forget these people? This is about me. Like what
I
was
didn't
that?
know that. It's the funniest thing. Because the one thing about me is I'm going to take the easy way out. So
Really?
I showed up. Yeah. Oh, one thing about me, if I can, if there's a will, there's a way. And if there's an easy way out, we're going to find it.
Okay.
Um, Listen, it's just how my mind was working back then, right? I'm not the
Mhm.
same person now, but back then, that's
Okay.
how it was. And I remember I showed up early to my very first spin class because, and that's when I took that picture. And it was because I could sit down while I'm working
So you thought spin class was going to be, you thought a bike was going to be easy?
out.
I don't know who told you that. I
I
don't know.
learned the hard way. Like I said, I was by myself. Nobody was there to say, that's not how it works.
Yeah, because yeah, I tried the bike, not at a gym, not even at a gym, one of those
Hmm.
bikes, and I think I was on it for maybe 2 minutes, right? It might have been 2 minutes. It might have been 2 minutes. And then when that thing started talking to me and was like, okay, the warm up is over, I said, I'm done. I got
Hmm.
it's over. So I don't know what makes you a spin class. Girl, I don't know what you
Yeah,
was
I
saying.
took a spin class, but it was good. And I kept
Okay.
going back. I loved it. It
Now,
wasn't,
now did you
I
keep
mean,
doing
it
that?
was, so it wasn't something that, I didn't want to run. I didn't want to jog. My legs
Okay.
hurt. So I
Okay.
was just like, yo, let me try this. Let me try and sit down and work out. And I would go at my own pace.
Okay.
Everybody is in this spin class going crazy. But I was
Yeah.
just like, bro, I showed up. I
Right.
came
That
and I
was the
showed
point.
up. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? And then once I got my legs moving, it was easier. And I remember meeting someone who has a similar build to me.
Okay.
And then she introduced me to weightlifting. And that's when everything began to change.
Okay.
But yeah.
So you lift.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I remember I said, I was like, I'm going to get me the 1 pound weights. I can remember saying I was going to do that. And
Yeah.
yep, I punked out. I did. I can't. I have no upper body strength. I don't. And dog, I commend you, girl. All right. Um,
And I'm getting back into it and I'm learning more things about weightlifting.
okay.
Because that was kind of like a self-guided journey as well. But
Okay.
now I picked up a mentor or two along the
Okay.
way. People that I trust, people that I'm like, I see the work that they put in.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just like, yes, thank you, please help me.
Okay.
And that says a lot too. Like, I'm not afraid to go up to somebody and say, hey, help.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the hardest thing, especially when you decide to become like a gym person,
Uh-huh.
a lot of people just don't know how to use the equipment. They don't know what exercises go with each other. They don't know these things. So there's a
Okay.
lack of confidence in there. And that's the reason why I set out on this journey to just help people with their beginning stages.
Okay.
Like, if you need a gym workout buddy, I'm your bestie. Let's go. And I know enough to help you figure out how this machine works, right?
Okay.
I know enough to help you put together a plan,
Okay.
you know?
Oh, so
I
you're a
mean,
coach with that too. So you're going to be doing that too. I mean, because you're a real person. Like that's
yeah.
the thing. Um, you're a real person. Then you be
Mhm.
doing all kind of exercise. I be jealous of, not jealous. I commend you people. I commend you people that can go to the gym, that can take these classes, that
Mhm.
the way y'all revamp and reshape your bodies, and I really commend you because it took everything I had and have.
Mhm.
Well, not anymore because I love the class because it's you, but to
Yeah.
just do Zumba faithfully, that's a lot for me. That's a
Yeah,
lot.
and you
So,
show up and to watch you grow, but you got to understand is like that's where I get my drive because I got to watch you build this relationship
uh-huh.
and come back and you keep coming back to it. And then on top of that, it's like your transitions are down. You're like, I don't remember the moves, but then you start doing them without me even saying anything. I'm like,
I'll be
okay.
like, something's coming. I don't know what. And yeah, that's because hands down to you. You're the one, your enthusiasm, your story, you know, you make us feel welcome and like, okay, you guys, you girls, guys, even though we know we be messing up, you're still so encouraging.
Okay, yeah,
Good
I
job.
know.
I'll be like, no, it's not. We just messed that whole thing up. But, so you're a real person.
Yeah.
So people can relate to you. So I think you would be a great fitness instructor. Yeah, that's it. A fitness instructor.
Yeah, and a health coach and but it's just Yeah, it took me a while to figure it out.
Mhm.
M- I find joy in helping people.
Yeah.
I literally find joy in helping people. I find joy. You know, the fact that people come to the gym and they're like, a lot of people who I've seen in the community,
Mm.
who've watched my weight loss journey, and they'll pop up at 5 a.m. in the gym, and I'll see them and they're like, "Hey, I'm just starting. Today's my first day." And I'm like, "Wow. Is it
You'll
like,
be at the gym at 5.
yeah."
Okay. All right. God bless you. If I were to go to the gym, it would be at like a 5 o'clock because I think everybody's sleeping. Like
Yeah,
nobody's
no.
here. So
Everybody's
that's
not sleeping. I might have to
oh.
turn on this light. It's getting dark fast.
Well, look, we only got like less than 20 minutes. Um,
Yeah, no, we're good.
it's gonna go fast, the rest of it. Okay, so looking back, okay,
Mhm.
what has been the most significant change in your life beyond the physical transformation with everything going on, right? You did the
Mhm.
weight loss journey. You sing, y'all. I didn't say that. She sings, has a beautiful voice. She sings, she acts, um, she exercises. She she does. What has been the greatest transformation? And y'all, very spiritual. Love it. Love it. So with all of those, I had to put that in there because
Thank
that's
you.
most important to me.
Yeah, and
But
we will pray. We will pray before Zumba class, okay?
have it. Hello. I'm sorry.
We gotta pray because we about to be tired anyway.
What? Yes, God, I'll be broke down by the time you finish doing them squats and things. But what's the biggest? Like, I'm like, oh my God. So beyond the physical, what's the greatest transformation you've seen?
My self-confidence, hand down.
Oh,
My
okay.
self-confidence, hands down.
Okay.
Hands down. When I walk into a room, I know who I am.
So you didn't before.
I didn't. I was lost. I was
Wow.
lost. I was lost. And when I allowed who I am inside and I gave her permission to live, I gave her permission to live. I gave her permission to come out of hiding.
Wow.
Things
Wow.
changed. Things changed. And let me tell you something too. One thing, so I'm also a model.
Right, right, right. We get
And
to step for people. Well, people don't know. There's this one step where we're marching up or whatever we're doing. Then she's
I'm
like,
like,
it's like I'm like trying to pose. She's like posing. I can't do that
you gotta
right.
get on the catwalk, girls. Get
I'm
on
like,
the
what
catwalk.
is going on here? It's crazy.
You
But
know what it is? The one thing that I did take away and learn from modeling, and listen when I say this.
yeah, okay.
If they are looking for a 5'8" white woman with blonde hair and blue eyes, I will never fit the description. So you might as well love who you are. Accept yourself for who you are. And I've had to tell myself this several times because I was turned down for several things, but I didn't fit the description. But
I'm not
just
only
because I don't fit the narrative, just because I
right.
don't fit that description doesn't mean that I have to question who I am. It doesn't mean that bring any less valuable. I'm any less valuable. I still bring value to the table. If I don't fit your description, why should I question myself?
It, yo, girl, facts all day, and that's probably a lot of our problems. All these
Yes.
the older ones, like us older ones, like yeah, we didn't fit what they were, what was right to them. We didn't fit
Mm-hmm.
in that mold. And you gave yourself permission. I love it. To be who
Comparison
you
is the
are.
biggest thief. Comparison is the biggest thief. I will never put myself in a position to compare myself to anybody else because then you're questioning the value that God has placed on their life and the value that God has placed on your life. And let me
Yes.
tell you something, when you begin to question God and what
Yeah.
he says is valuable,
Ooh. Mm.
I don't want to be part of that.
I don't either. No. No.
There's one thing that Dr. Darius Daniel says, right? Everybody has equal value, but it doesn't mean that everybody brings equal value to you, or equal value to you know, the places that you want to go to and everything. What does that mean? If I'm allergic to apples and you are an apple tree, if I'm allergic to oranges and you're an orange tree, it don't work. But that doesn't mean that there aren't people out here who are supposed to be apples that need to fit in apple places.
Right. Right.
You're
Everybody
still
has
just as
everybody
valuable.
has their
Yeah.
right. Everybody has their place.
Yeah.
Everybody has their place.
So that's why we just have to get out of the mindset of comparing ourselves
Right.
and really knowing who we are, who God created us to be, and have confidence in that and walk that out. He says you are fearfully and wonderfully made.
Yes. Yes.
Marvelous are the works of his hands. If I'm questioning who I am, if I'm questioning if I'm good enough,
Yeah, you're
what am I
totally
saying about the creator?
right. That he made a mistake, and we know he does not make mistakes. That we
So,
know. And it took me in my 50s to start appreciating who I am and
yeah.
letting me be me, you know.
Mm-hmm.
It took up until 51
Wow.
for me to stop trying to be what everybody else wants me to be, you know.
Exactly. Yep.
You know, and it goes to what you said in the beginning. You know, it goes back to what was it? I forgot, but I knew where I was going with this. But you know, being your authentic self and not trying to please everybody. You can't please everybody.
You
Um,
can't.
and it's
Mm-hmm.
okay. You got to change, because if you don't change, that's where I was going with it, about the changing. You know, you
Mm-hmm.
can't stay in the old mold, because was it like something with the clay pots? Was there something that can't go in clay pots or it'll burst?
There's new wineskin. You can't pour old wine into new
And see, I'm not a drinker,
skins.
but I knew there was something about the
Yeah,
pots.
yeah, yeah. You can't pour new wine into old wineskins. Why? Because they burst.
Yeah.
You need new wine with new wineskins.
Yeah. So, so change is good. So I'm a good new wineskin. You're a good new
Yeah,
wineskin.
absolutely,
And I can't
absolutely.
imagine knowing the old Tameka that wasn't confident in herself. I can't imagine her.
I'm glad she's dead. I had to allow her to die.
Okay, because I couldn't imagine her. Not with this Tameka. Okay. For those who are struggling to take the first step, right? That first step, which is hard. It's hard. It's like you have cement around your ankles. That's how it feels when you decide in your mind. You're like, I got to do this. I got to do this. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. But you can't. It's like it gets heavier and heavier. So what advice do you give someone to keep going on their own journey? What advice would you offer?
Drink water first off.
As you're doing one of these shows, because you're talking a whole lot, you need to drink.
So my pastor has recently said this, and it cracks me up to no end. The you know what the best gym equipment is in the entire gym?
No, I don't go to the gym.
The front door. Keep showing up, even if it hurts.
Wow.
You keep showing up. You got to understand that you're going to be uncomfortable. That's what you want. Comfortability is an enemy. Staying comfortable is an enemy. You have to view it that way, though. You have to develop this lifestyle that you're okay with being uncomfortable. Actually, you find comfortability in being uncomfortable. Because the danger is when you're comfortable, that's when you become complacent. That's when nothing changes. There's no growth.
Right. You become all confident in your mind. We're seeing that happen in the world around us.
Absolutely.
Not going to
Absolutely.
name names, but like rappers and stuff like that were comfortable, and their whole world is rocked right now because they were too comfortable.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
You
So,
have to learn how to be uncomfortable. You have to understand, look at it as a lifestyle and a journey, right?
yeah,
It's not, can we get there in 3 months?
right. Yep. You didn't have a
And
number, which was great. That's
yeah, but look at this. You have to and focus on your daily routine. Even if you're changing one thing a day,
uh-huh.
it's those little habits, because when you develop a lifestyle, it's a lifestyle is just a whole bunch of little habits
Yes.
coming together,
Right.
so you change it as you go.
Right. And they say
What
it's
is
for
it?
7 days, right? It's 27 days.
It's 21 days to
Okay.
create a habit, and then 90 days to create a lifestyle change.
90 days to create. Okay.
Hmm.
All right. To create a lifestyle change.
Hmm.
21 days to create a habit. Okay. So I
Yeah.
have to be more aware. I got to watch what I do, to
I'm ready.
change. But I know you are, because you already done. What's next for you? Like what's next for you coming down the road?
So, I started a company called Motivation,
Up
and
at the
it's
corner.
Yep, up in the
Motivate.
corner.
Yes.
Yeah. And so the funny thing about that is, Bay, which is BAE, is it means before anyone else.
Oh,
So with motivation, it's about learning how to love yourself, right? So one of the and that came off of out of Matthew 22 in the Bible.
okay.
And it's when the Pharisees are asking Jesus, what is the greatest commandment? He says that the first commandment is to love the Lord your God with all your heart, mind, and soul. He said, but the second is like the first, that you should love your neighbor as yourself.
Love yourself. And if you don't
And it's
love
out of
yourself,
that.
you ain't gonna love that neighbor.
Exactly. So it's out of that love for yourself
Okay.
that you can love those around you properly. But that's the problem. We don't love ourselves, and we're in denial,
Okay.
you know? And so my thing is, I want to help people, specifically women,
Okay.
specifically mothers, learn how to love themselves, learn to take authority back so that they can show up and they can be the best that they can be. Because you can't pour from an empty cup,
You can't. You can't. And
you
then your
know?
kids are watching you. Your kids are watching you.
And that's the thing too. I have daughters. So if I'm walking around and I'm having a self-image issue, my
Right.
daughters are going to pick that up. That is not something I want passed to them.
I hear you.
If I give them the tools now, how to love themselves properly and
Right.
how to develop a healthy um, relationship with
Mhm.
food, and not question who they are as the women that they were designed to be,
Right.
they're already ahead of the game. And then they can live the fullness of what God has for them in this lifestyle, in this lifetime.
In whichever way they choose. Because like
Yeah.
we're all built differently. God created us to look in all different shapes and sizes. We're not
Yep.
all
Exactly.
molds.
Exactly.
So
Which is why I didn't have a number on the scale. And let me tell you something. I lost 168 pounds, right?
right.
I went all the way down to 180 pounds. This is pre-baby weight. Pre-baby weight. I
Okay.
decided that's too thin for me. I'm a woman.
Okay.
So
You
I
weren't
had some
okay
fun
with that.
gaining it
You knew
back.
what you did. You
Yeah,
said you had fun gaining it
I
back.
had some fun gaining it back.
And nobody can question you because your body image is your body image. Okay, I think I'm too little. I need to put on some more weight. So
Exactly, exactly. I also have my mom. She's like, "You sick?" No, girl, leave me alone. She's like, "You hungry?" I was like, "Actually, I am."
so when those hunger pains like really kick, what do you do? Like, do you eat like They say 6 little meals a day. Is it 6 they say you're supposed to eat?
Yeah, I don't
Who
know.
does
I'm
that?
still developing in that area.
Okay.
But when I'm doing intermittent fasting, the cutoff time is 7 p.m. You can ask my mom; she hates it because she loves to
Okay.
feed me.
Right.
Um, and what I genuinely like to do is eat breakfast like a king,
Okay.
eat lunch like a prince, and eat dinner like a pauper or a poor man. So I have a
Okay.
plate and put stuff on my plate and then I'll eat
Because you're
that.
burning it off. Right.
Yeah.
It's
And I
burning
eat
it.
a lot of vegetables.
Okay.
A lot of vegetables. A lot of water. I'm getting better with water. But I think
Yes.
right now my issue, being completely honest, is coffee. Girl, that coffee and that puts weight on me like
Mhm.
nobody's business. I look at coffee, I'm just gaining weight because I get all the stuff in it. It's
You
not just black coffee. I want everything.
you're already hype. I don't think you need the caffeine.
I
I don't.
know.
But let me tell you though, when you get older and people don't want to listen to me, I'm battling people with this right now. When you get of a certain age, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you start going through those hot flashes, you will stop that coffee because that caffeine and that sugar, whatever, is a trigger. And you're gonna be like,
Mm-hmm.
nah, it ain't worth it. It's not, nope, it's not. Well, that's not true though, because my friend's going through it and she still won't put that caffeine down. She won't.
Yeah.
Drinking it, having a hot flash. So eventually you're gonna stop that caffeine, you know. What about
Yeah, no,
decaf?
and I'm there. I'm there. What was that?
Okay. I said, what about decaf? No decaf, or is it regular?
No, I can't. No. What's the point? That's the one thing that okay. So one thing that I
You're like,
won't do.
no. Okay.
No, the one thing that I refuse to do is do diet anything. If I want it in its original state. Like, do
Right. Like,
not.
what is the point of a diet Pepsi? What? Look, if you're gonna give me a Pepsi, give me the real thing and stop
That's
playing.
it.
Stop.
I'm gonna hit the other thing out of your hand. That's gross.
Okay. All right.
So but yeah, intermittent fasting, but I'm still learning and I'm still having, developing a good relationship with food, and it's just good for people to understand that it's a lifestyle.
Right.
It's 80% is your food intake and then 20% is your workout regimen.
Okay.
Literally those are the numbers. So
Okay.
while I'm not a novice, I am still developing. I'm still
Right.
developing as a person and I give myself permission to do that.
You give yourself permission, girl. You give, you give yourself
I got the energy.
permission.
That's all it is. I
Yes.
think for
Oh,
me, those numbers are probably a little off because I'd be running around.
oh my God. You just, I don't know. You talked about the scale when we were talking earlier in the week, late last week. And I was like, I don't get on scales.
Hmm.
Me and the scale have a horrible relationship. It's not good. Only time I get on the scales when I go to the doctor and get an attitude every time I get on. So it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter that I eat so little or whatever, because it's still my body is trying to make
Yep.
up for what it's missing. So
Yep.
I get that, but whatever. That's just me. This is you. You can be an encouragement to me as far as this exercise stuff and being
Hmm.
fit, being healthy, and
I look like I'm in a scary movie or something.
so,
Who would ever thought?
well, the shadow knows. Like the shadow.
It's my
Um,
friend.
all right. Well, do you have anything else? Like anything else you want people to know where they can catch you,
Yep.
what they can
So
do?
my social media is in the process of changing, but you can find me on Instagram uh, under motivation. You can also find, if you want to just follow me and what I'm doing, everything that is T for Tameka. But go on to motivation. I have a Facebook group. May we will be starting a water challenge. That's just getting in your 64 ounces a day
Well,
for the
I get
month of
that.
May.
Because that's all
Hmm.
I drink. That's all
Yeah.
really I drink is
Yeah.
like
For
this.
me, like I said, though, it's for the ones who are starting off, right? It's
Okay.
for the people who are trying to develop that habit,
And it
you
was a
know?
process.
Yeah.
It was the hot flashes and everything like that I had to cut out,
Hmm.
where the only thing that didn't trigger it was water.
That's it. That's
Yeah.
it.
So
So, and then I also have a YouTube channel for motivation. And just so everybody knows, stay in tune because the end of May, we're going to have a lot of things kicking off. Miss Bunky knows some of the things that I have been working on.
yes, I
Um,
do. Yes, I do.
and it will be helpful, especially like I said, to those who are looking to begin their weight loss journey, even those who just want to join the conversation. I am always, always happy to do that. And at the end of May, I will be launching my website. And also, I don't want to say it too soon,
Okay.
but look out for your girl being a personal trainer quite soon.
Oh, okay.
I know. I know.
I mean, like, yeah, you got, I mean, like, she's my Zumba trainer, you guys. So my Zumba
Yeah.
instructor.
Well,
So,
right now I'm group certified, but we're talking about one on one.
okay. I might need you. I might,
I
because
got you.
I have no clue where to even start with anything. You know,
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
one of them people be like, well, let me go try the kettlebell. Don't have a clue, but I seen somebody do it, right? I have no clue. Don't know what I can lift, what I can't, what,
hmm
you lift too much, it can hurt you. I have a bad back.
Exactly.
So I don't know where to go. I had, Officer Dixon in Fallsburg.
hmm
Officer Dixon is like a tree. Okay, this man like lifts 500 plus pounds.
Yeah.
Told me he would help me in the gym. Why would I want you to help me in the gym? Looking at you,
I need
and
somebody who kind of around my like me.
and my son said that too. Ro was like, well, they was like, well, yeah, we got you. Why do I want to work out with you people?
hmm
I'm just gonna look at you and be intimidated. Like I
Yeah.
can't. I'm not. They was like, no, we'll help you. We no. I want a real person.
hmm
I want a real person. I love them so much and I appreciate it. I know nobody mess with me in the gym. Not sure with them, but I need a real person that understands my struggles.
Yeah. No,
So
100%. And that's the thing is like now that I'm past that, I actually have picked up a mentor and he's going to be training me and I'm excited for that. But like I'm ready for that level now. Whereas
okay,
before I wasn't ready for that.
okay,
Right. But now,
yeah,
but I feel comfortable helping people
right. Yes, you do.
who were where I was. Like, cause I understand. I
Right.
understand what it's like to get started. I do home workouts, I do chair workouts, I do it all.
See it.
I will customize it to you.
I'm a chair worker outer person. That's
You see,
what's,
I love it.
that's what
Don't
else.
play with me. I wanted to sit down in my first workout. I surely did. There's this one woman that I trained, and she's a senior, and
Uh-huh.
she wanted chair workouts.
Uh-huh.
But girl, when we done, she's like, "Are we done yet?" I'm like, "Yeah." Did we get to the cool down? You know by the sound of the music. When we get to the cool down, that
The
we
cool
done.
down is the best music in the world. That you're like, yes, God. But no, thank you so much for coming on and sharing your journey
Thank you.
with me on this
Thank you so much.
difficult time. And I hope it helps somebody out there. It helped me every
Mm-hmm.
time I talk to you. You're an inspiration, so I appreciate it.
I
On this
appreciate you.
special anniversary for me, you guys are doing
I know. Like I
happy.
even set the toning, right? It's like candlelit kind of like you didn't see me
No,
mood lighting for the 3rd year anniversary.
it
I didn't
came
know.
so
The sun just
fast.
went down. The sun played me.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's dark out there. Yeah, these 3 years came fast. So for
It
you
did, it
guys,
did.
once again, for all of my
Thank you,
subscribers and
Tameka.
supporters, thank you for this
Hold on.
3 year journey with me.
Thank you.
Um, and you can once again, like I said, you can
There we
listen
go.
to this episode next week, next Thursday, at 8 a.m. on Culture Shock Radio in Canada. Shout out to Canada,
Mhm.
Rockbox Radio Pasero.
In Canada.
No, Radio Pasero, WAP the Music FM in the Guadeloupe, Caribbean. On Sundays, Confidence Radio. And I'd like to do a special shout out to Kenya and Ghana,
Yay.
Spain and France, and Switzerland, all of those places that get to hear Tea Time with Bunky because it's heard in 191 plus countries. So they'll get to hear Tameka's journey and know what's going on. So this is something that is universal. It's around the world. Everybody deals with some sort of weight issue.
Oh
And
yeah.
especially we as women, we definitely deal with it. Men do too, no shade, but just say, you know. So I appreciate you all. You all have a wonderful night. We won't be on Thursday because we were on today, but we'll be airing again next Thursday, where I have we're embracing a caregiver's journey.
Mm.
The special guest on next week, her husband is living with Alzheimer's.
Wow.
And like this is her like life partner, and she's become his caregiver. So we're going to talk about all that because people don't realize caregiver burnout is real. That thing is real, especially when you're going through it with somebody that you love. Like, how do you
Yeah.
deal with that? You know, and with Alzheimer's, and they don't remember you, and like this was your baby. You know what I'm saying? So it's like
Mhm.
it's a lot. So that's next Thursday, you guys, on the 25th. So you guys make sure subscribe to my YouTube channel. Hit the subscribe button. Subscribe. Hit the alert. Boom. Hit the alert so that you don't miss anything. So I
Mhm.
appreciate you. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Like, share, follow, and subscribe. I will see you